Grace, how wonderful to finally meet you. I'm sorry I couldn't be at your brother's funeral. I was called away to London. He was a special man.
Thanks. The flowers you sent were beautiful.
Can I offer you something? That is before the celebratory champagne.
I'm fine, thanks.
Shall we start signing?
I have one question. My brother mentioned that even though your group was buying the paper, that day-to-day control of the Guardian would stay in my family. I didn't see that in the contracts.
Well, that's true. We had understanding that Chris would stay on as editor-in-chair, but of course that's impossible now. Such a loss.
Thanks, but I'm going to need that provision put back in. I've decided to stay on as an editor.
Where is this coming from, Grace?
These past few days I realized something. To the city, the Guardian is a newspaper. To you, it's an investment. To me, it's family.
Yet you've never run a newspaper.
I'm a Van Helsing. I was born in one, and there's no one who can run the Guardian better than I can.
With all due respect, my investors might disagree.
I'd love a chance to persuade them. Or, shall I say him?
Sounds like you have a theory, Grace. Let's hear it.
Somehow, Chris found out who you really work for. Why else would he have gone Dorian Gray frantic to find a new investor? Why else would his last words have been, "She lied"?
I don't need to dignify that with a response.
And I don't need to sell you my newspaper.
You're right. You don't. You could go bankrupt. The first thing you should know is that neither I nor Mr. Drax had anything to do with Chris's death.
You're not denying my theory.
Mr. Drax owning the Guardian is not only in the best interest of the paper, it's in the best interest of the city.
Your boss stands for everything my family ever fought against. I'll see the Guardian burn before I sell it to Clayton Drax.
That is another option.
Nobody knows what Drax is up to, but it looks like you might be next on his list.
Mind if I cut in? So that's Dorian Gray. Well done, Grace. He looks good enough to eat. You gave me a lot to think about today. I see how much the paper means to you. It's all you have left of your family. And I respect family. And so does Mr. Drax. And that is why he would have loved to buy the Guardian and put you in charge.
To be his mouthpiece? Forget it.
No, you would have total, absolute control and independence. You have my word. This is the only way for the Guardian to survive. Has Victor stepped in with the money? Has Dorian Gray?
Why is Drax doing this? What more money does he need?
You think it's about money? This is personal. This has always been personal. I'd say ask your friend Victor, but I'll just tell you the same lies that the rest of the families have been telling about Mr. Drax for years.
You're one to talk about lies.
You don't trust them, Grace. Victor? Dorian? They're not your family.
Neither are you. Now, if you'll excuse me, I gotta get started on tomorrow's column.
What are you going to write about?
I guess you'll have to buy a paper.
You should know, Grace. Mr. Drax takes attacks on his personal character very personally.
We shouldn't be seen together.
Can the DA talk to one of his constituents? I heard he charged Henry Jekyll with murder today.
Just like you asked.
Make these charges stick, and then you'll have done what we asked.
An innocent man will be sentenced to death.
Jekyll already has a death sentence. And who among us is innocent? Right, go. closer.